I have become very careful in my thinking around liberty. I think this is an idea, a concept that is both fundamentally important, as many people realize, and in which the precision surrounding our understanding of it is where it either does great good or great harm. Okay. And so anyway, I've distinguished in my mind between liberty, something that you're technically free to do, and realized liberty, something that you're in a position to act on, right? And one of the things that I've noticed is that there is a paradox, which we have to get good at thinking about, which is good rules, which restrict liberty. That's what rules do.
Yes.
Right? Increase realized liberty, right? Good rules, that should be their purpose, right? In fact, ultimately, you can make a strong argument that the success of a society can be judged based on its effect on realized liberty. Now, you have to integrate over future generations, too. We can't rob future generations of the ability to do stuff in order to be more liberated in the present. So that's a potential loophole that you got to be careful about. But a society that actually produces increased levels of realized liberty for its citizens going forward is a successful society. And the point I want to make is that the rules that exclude people born male from competing in women's sports, people who are able competing in the Special Olympics, these are things that clearly increase realized liberty by excluding, right? As soon as you let men into women's sports, there's no women's sports. We're back where we were before women's sports, right? Men will destroy women's sports. Women having sports is how many people are women? Gee, it seems like a lot of them, right? Do you think any of them would be interested in playing sports? Yeah, again, a lot, right? Do we need sports for them? It seems like a huge benefit to society for women to be able to get the benefits of sport. So the point is we need a rule that keeps people from destroying women's sports by claiming a liberty.
That's very interesting. I think I want to chew on that a little bit more. This, liberty versus realized liberty. Yes, I agree with what you've said. I'm not sure that the advantages that are accrued by the exclusion, I guess in a ledger that I have in my head that's not, I don't have it yet. I also have justice and safety as categories, right?
My now long-term relationship with this concept of liberty is about the reason that I see it as special is that it integrates the others, right? So in other words,
I thought that was what you were doing. That it's an aggregate term.
It is an integrative value, and therefore this is the place. So I used to be, I think, too hard on the ideological libertarians. Right? Because their focus on liberty is often, I think, more closely aligned with theoretical liberty, and they can be dismissive of rules that create greater realized liberty. But what I think they have right, and I think they actually have very right, is that if you were going to pick one, that's the one because it's integrative, right? You need a rich, realized version of liberty. But if you just maximize realized liberty, then the point is, you take care of all the other stuff because you're not liberated if you're, dying of cancer because you breathed pollutants, right? So the point is rules that free your lungs of the pollutants that will cause them to produce a cancer are liberty enhancing if you instantiate liberty correctly. So anyway, there's something there, but the ultimate version of this, the first one I realized was, how much liberty do we get from the ability to get on an airplane in one part of the world and within hours be any other part of the world we want? That's an amazing level of realized liberty, right?
Yes, it is.
It comes from an absolutely ruthless set of rules surrounding the safety of aircraft. Right? And you wouldn't want to be in a wild west of aircraft where they were falling out of the sky all the time because the cheapest tickets were to the carriers that were cutting the most corners in maintenance, right? You want an FAA that works, and you want international bodies that work and that, agree on the rules of, altitudes and, air traffic control and all that stuff.
Good regulations and good regulators increase realized liberty.
Bingo. That's the thing.
Libertarians have a lot to say about
I bet they do.
Yeah, and the devil's in the details.
Yeah.
What good, like define, depends on what the definition of good is.
Darn. But yeah, it does. Well, it's one of these things. This is another useful piece of analytical toolkit, is there are lots of things that you can figure out accurately and you can nail them, but you cannot operationalize them easily.
Right.
Understanding what's true about the thing is easy. Understanding how you manifest that as a set of rules and structures that implements it is much harder.
Given that it's going to be entirely apes doing the implementation.
Oh, that's not good.
It's going to be really
No.
messy.
Have you met apes?
A few. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the apes.
It's the apes that are the problem.
Yeah.
Not that if somehow it had been dolphins, I think it would be any better.
No.
At whatever point they got to our level of technological and postmodern progress.
Certain things would be better. Dolphins,
The forest would probably be safer.
the forest would be safer, and the dolphins would give each other the finger less often. I mean, in fact, never.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never.
Never.
They might have, yeah.
They'd give each other the flipper, but